So, all order. All a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Aye.
Aye. Meeting minutes, from last meeting. Motion to approve.
So
those.
moved.
Second.
Okay, any comments, public comments,
No.
board comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, great. Public comments. At this time, comments from the audience may be made on items not listed on the agenda that are of public interest and within subject matter jurisdiction of the district. Committee has a policy of limiting speakers to not more than 3 minutes. The committee cannot take action on items not listed on the agenda. Public input may be offered on an agenda item when it comes up for discussion and or action. Chris, I'll turn it over to you.
I have no items at this point. Thank you.
Eric, financial report.
Let's start on page 7. Which will show our income statement. So the items to highlight here.
No.
All right, the items I wanted to highlight here, in terms of our income, we are up 14,000 in year-to-date in gifts and contributions. One of the elements of that is due to renewing the Connect Ag agreement for 2025. When we budgeted based on what we knew, which was just the 2024. So in the first 6 months. So far that's getting us up in the gifts and contributions line. We're up about 18,000 in the low royalty bequests year to date. And then our net income is up about 264,000 in investments. My next note isn't until page 10.
Okay.
So page 10 will show, this is just the allocation of funds, what we're restricting to take care of the grant payments, AR, I'm sorry, AP, and then our district expenses. Not a whole lot of change from the prior month, just updated to reflect those changes as we move from month to month. Next up on page 11, first thing at the top is just that South Coast AQMD payment that we referenced on the district side. This is just showing both of those deposits there that resulted in the 5,000 being transferred on the district side. Page 12. One I did want to note here, you'll see midway down the page, we've got a reimbursement to Alejandro for 27,000. Well, that was for under the United Way grant, we ordered some COVID tests and we had a district card in there, but ended up defaulting to his personal card. And they couldn't change it after it's already shipped, and it would have involved having to return it and repurchase. And so we determined, it's going to be easier to reimburse with all the documentation on there. But on the notes,
That raised my, that crossed my eye also, and I was saying,
How many miles? That's what I
I was looking at it from,
Miles.
I was looking at it from a different perspective. I was looking at it from the individual in our catchment area, Mr. Kaufman, if you will, and his individuals that have a sarcastic view of our business process. If there was some way to identify extraordinary payments or distributions, notwithstanding that you've got all the documentation, so that we don't stimulate conspiracy theories in our district.
Well, that's why we wanted to point it out, transparency wise, not only in the documents that are communicated, not only here at the board and to the public, but also verbally here too. So it's.
You think it's
well communicated.
You're concerned. You're comfortable that it's adequate.
I believe so, and certainly we can defend any questions that we think about.
And I provided Eric all the screenshots when I actually placed the order and said it declined, and then that it switched over. So
What if somebody would say Viva Las Vegas?
no, how to X that out?
Yeah, okay, that was my concern. an illusion of
It's gonna be under
potential issue.
5102 is our CVAC, Coachella Valley Equity
So it's
Collaborative.
booked appropriately in the
Booked
academy.
appropriately under that particular one, it just didn't charge to our foundation. credit card.
That's fine, as long as it's accounting, when you put it in the right accounting, then. The biggest problem I think the federal government's having is they have all these accounting things done that are like, they don't have a number, they don't have an accounting code, it's this, they're just funds that are out, so as long as you're associating with that.
Yeah.
We've shown it.
We wouldn't have a way to do something about the appropriate code. We couldn't-
I
It's amazing that we don't, because the federal government apparently can do a lot
Yeah,
without
that
any
one-
accounting codes, like billions.
Yeah,
I
you can't speak
think the
for-
most important thing being is that that you did talk about it today. You talked about it, so we didn't just overlook it.
Although,
Absolutely.
I want the record to show that I had more notes than Letty this time. For the first time in history.
And I think, and the reason why it triggered the explanation is, I guess, we had a limit on the amount that we could spend on the credit card.
Yeah, we just,
Yeah, because typically we don't spend that much on the foundation side, so we've established some thresholds for control purposes. And that's talked a lot about that. So, yeah. Good. Everything's legit with it. We just wanted to be transparent and communicate with what transpired there.
The minutes are good.
right. Let's get that, the page.
baby stuff.
Well, the other thing I was just gonna note on that, we just have the Coachella Valley Pharmacy payment. That is going to be to one of our partners under the US Aging for their work with us, covers their labor and expenses, for the vaccine clinics from September through November. So we're able to coordinate with them because we'll have it in the board meeting, but well exceeded our goals for that grant so far. And it's coming to an end this month, but been great success on that.
This Friday is the last event.
For vaccination,
Yeah, for the US 18 grant.
has it been pretty successful?
Yeah, we more than quadrupled our goal.
Next
And the
thing-
United Way grant will start and end this month.
Okay. That's why we gotta buy so many damn tests. It was 27,000 worth. of
We did, like another order that went through this
That went
time,
through.
we're able to get that coordinated.
So we'll have some on hand, is that what we try to do?
Yeah, well, part of it is we are distributing them to our collaborative partners. The Galilee Center, Visión y Compromiso, El Sol has picked up some, and then also Belen, our part-time employee, has been setting up tables at large events, large community events like the California Care Force. I think at the California Care Force, we were able to actually distribute the majority of those $27,000 purchase for the COVID test, and then we just purchased another 18,000, and we only have 6 boxes left. So
They're being used.
yeah, people are asking for them because I don't know if you guys saw, but the federal government has stopped their at-home shipping COVID test program. So folks just want to have them on hand, and that's the majority of the response that we've been getting. They say they're $20 at the pharmacy, so they just want to have them on hand in case they have a cold and they want to test. So it works out very well.
And it was part of the budget, 120,000 of the grant was just to buy COVID tests to distribute.
Sounds good.
Question there is if we'll have time to coordinate all of that, because it's a short turnaround, but we're,
You can always work through your healthcare partners too, whether that's because they're regional or, I mean, there's a ton of people that get care there that don't have access that would benefit you, or your mobile clinics, and, all those healthcare partners that help you out there, they can get rid of those, not get rid of, but they can get those tests in the right hands, the schools, all of them.
Right. Yeah, we have about $80,000 worth.
We talked to the school nurses at all. I know we have an asthma program that's associated with some of the school nurses, but they may even want to have some more on hand.
Yeah. Yeah, all 3 school districts, Belen has been in communication with them. We've been dropping off.
Because I know they would benefit, because even just with their teachers and employees that come in sick, that oftentimes when it gets screened, they don't have the test.
Yeah.
right, page 14 is the grant schedule, but there is no change from last month as far as available grant dollars. And then page 15 is going to be our pass-through grant schedule, which last month we referred to the United Way. So that is on this particular schedule here, but was just noting, and we've already noted that both of these are currently expected to end at the end of March. There's been the possibility of the extension under the United Way. However, we've gotten nothing confirming that it has been extended, but I think they're seeking that as an option to try to utilize those funds.
Thank you.
Yep.
A motion to approve these financial reports.
So moved.
Second,
Okay, open up for public comments on the financial reports.
no public comment.
Any other board comments?
Nope.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Other matters, IRS annual form filing.
Yep.
So-
Just wanted to provide a copy of our 990. We got that completed with our auditors. And so got them the appropriate forms that could be submitted electronically, but wanted to provide our version for this year here as an informational item.
So can you go to the 990?
Sure.
On
Let
the
me just share
page
it
where
with
it
the public.
lists, the salaries and, the high amount for our previous CEO, I was just wondering, just maybe just in the minutes mentioning the fact that it was such a high amount because of payout of all whatever amount that was
Severance.
severance.
And
Just to make sure that we put that somewhere, that way if anybody ever looks at it, say, oh my God, so. Just in the minutes, just to indicate that we did ask
Yeah, we
about it
can-
and that that is part of the severance.
Sure. It's elected, so.
Oh, I got on for this one.
We need to take action on that, so. Committee member comments?
No.
Anybody else comments?
Okay.
I move to adjourn at 4:00. We're out of time, you're welcome.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Oh,
Excellent.
Thanks, Linda.
you and all of Arthur's comments.
Thank you.